All right. Welcome back to the platform, Mr. Darwin Clarke.
Thank you, sir.
Uh, as usual, man, it's always a pleasure to have you on. Um, you never feels, you never disappoints.
Well, I hardly got here tonight. I was busy, so
Well, let me introduce you, just in case there's someone watching for the first time
who doesn't know
who's
me?
never seen you on this platform before. But this Mr. Darwin Clarke, ex jockey, ex trainer, ex groom, ex
Ex
what else?
everything. Ex
Ex
skinny
man.
guy. Ex everything.
Now
The X
he's a
Men.
racehorse owner and ex Bajan,
No, I'm still bitching, man. I'm like 50-50, bro. Yeah.
but definitely ex American. Now you're gonna be a Canadian now, right?
Oh yeah. I'll be packing up and coming across the border. I hope you got room for me, my friend.
Welcome back to the platform, man. It's nice to
Thank you,
have you
thank you,
on.
thank you.
All right, so what's new in your parts of the woods, man? What's going on? What's happening?
What's new? Boy, a lot. Working way too hard. Not having a lot of time for the horses. What else? Vividly, she's now a hot item, so got a few little nibbles for her. People are interested in acquiring her, so we're seeing how that's going to play out. Jocular is retired. Basically, everybody else is retired.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, kind of dissolved my partnership with one of my partners. So it's basically solo meal, just me.
So
Yeah.
what does it feel like to be on your own, man? We talk about X this and X that. What does it feel?
Yeah, I might have to excommunicate myself.
Executing.
Yeah, less stress, man. It's just doing my own thing, and everything lands on my shoulders, making all the decisions, stuff that you would have to discuss with other people and stuff like that. But before before you have to ask people this, what's your opinion? What's this? What's that? So that has changed, and that does save me a lot of time and a lot of stress. And then I do things a little different now. Having like each horse has their own type of text group, so I can communicate with who's involved via that group. It's much easier. Things don't get misconstrued or misinterpreted sometimes, but it's a much easier way to go.
So you're completely on your own now. That's what you're saying, right?
Well, there's still a little partnership with Vividly, but
Okay.
well, yeah, a little partnership with Vividly. Yeah, everything else is basically me and me alone. Yeah, yeah.
Oh wow, man. And is that exciting for you, or is it eventful, challenging? What was that like for you right now, just being completely solo on an island all by yourself, like Robinson Crusoe?
It's less stressful. That's what it is. And the buck stops with me and starts with me.
Man.
But you're never on your own because on Monday we entered Vividly, and the race had three horses in it, so the race did not run. I was really disappointed. We could have got some more horses in the race so the race would go, but we thought that five or six horses may have entered, and it turned out that only three actually entered. So that was disappointing, and that was she haven't run in a year, and we're trying to target her for the Gold Cup. If she's good enough, stuff like that. But so now we have to put all that on pause and look ahead to the Coolmore, and hopefully she runs well, and hopefully she goes in a Gold Cup.
So and based on what you're saying, I guess even though the last time we spoke, there wasn't no plans of getting a horse from North America, sending it to Barbados, but you still got a horse down there that potentially could be entered into the Gold Cup if everything goes well and she's back up to par, I guess.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I'm hoping, fingers crossed. Um, so far, she's sound as a bell, and just whether she's good enough. She ran in the Gold Cup a couple of years ago, and she was very, very disappointed. So, had a discussion with the trainer. It's just my opinion that I don't think we've seen the best out of her. So, trying some new things and see if that can bring the best out in this mirror.
So I guess that's kind of hopeful for the whole. For well, I was going to say for the whole camp, but then again, it was just for you, really. And
Yeah, well, there's a little camp. Yeah, so there's a little camp. We still have some partners in with her, but to be blatantly honest with you, if she's sold, she's gone. We're not gonna keep and run her. If she gets sold, she's gone. So that's an asterisk on everything I say about Vividly.
okay, well, I mean, that's exciting, I guess. I guess there's somebody in Barbados who wants to get the horse from you.
No, no, no. It's all overseas. It's not local. Yeah, it's not local.
Oh, oh,
Yeah,
overseas. Oh, wow.
yeah. So I don't know if you know. I don't know how deep you follow, but she had a sister. One of her sisters won a Group One race a couple of months ago. So there's some interest in her siblings.
Hmm.
So that's basically it. So no, it's not a Bayesian interest. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Well,
So
that's really that's different, I guess.
yeah, I mean, she's a lovely mirror. When I acquired her, I thought she was a lovely mirror. I'm sure I said it multiple times on your show that
Yeah,
she's
you did. Yeah.
the best brood mare in Barbados, and yeah, I mean her siblings are selling. At least one sold for a good chunk of change, kind of money that I would not refuse. And her mom got bought back for over 500,000 guineas, and I'm not sure if her other sisters sold privately, but yeah.
Man, you made me lean back like Fat Joe, man.
Well,
You
I should have sent you this stuff and keep you informed there.
that's awesome, man. That's really good news.
Yeah.
Because I was saying like once the horses get to Barbados, that was it. I say, it's
Well,
a done deal.
that was a plan, but there's stuff that happens that unforeseen, so you just have to shift gears. And she's a lovely mare. I mean, if we don't get her sold, she'll stay in Barbados and breed. That's the plan. But there's a lot of people out there that, well, two people so far that has interest. I don't know if they'll come up with the dollars, and we'll see. I mean, like we say in Barbados, win, lose, or draw, she'll find herself a nice home and have some nice falls.
Yeah, yeah,
So
and an awesome weather.
yeah, well, I mean, I would be crazy if I say I wish she stayed in Barbados. I mean, I would love to sell her back to Europe or the US, but if that doesn't materialize, we'll stay there and breed some very nice horses.
Well, that's nice, man. Really, really nice. So, I mean, okay, so you got Vividly, that's potentially probably back in training and ready to go, and potentially leaving the island also. But
Yeah.
what else do you have there in stock, and what else are you holding
Um,
back from us?
oh, nothing. I'm always kind of looking, so it would be a liar if I said I wasn't looking. But it doesn't seem that this is going to be a year. There's some frustrations. There's some little things that I wish were better as far as the Barbados side of things. But we have two weanlings, so you wouldn't see them for another 2 years, and one pregnant mare. So I mean, we're still there because there was a little rumor that we were out. We're packing up and leaving, but we're not. But I don't think we're as enthusiastic as we were 3 years ago, 2 years ago. I think we're kind
Uh,
of, I mean, the turf club have to do their part. You know, try to help horsemen. Get horses to the island, and yeah. So I'm frustrated with them, and yeah,
hmm.
I'm just not gun ho about jumping in and here's 3 horses Barbados. No, I'm not. I'm really not. So I'm irritated with the Barbados Turf Club right now. So
I mean, what are some of the things? I mean, is that something very open that could be hashed out easily? Because a lot of times people like yourself who I would say send horses to Barbados, and you would help the business side of the horse racing in Barbados. We'll be able to talk about those things. But I just want to know, what scale are you on in terms of having some of those issues hashed out, or not?
historically, the Barbados Turf Club never comes to the table to listen to new ideas or bend over to help the horsemen. They're the only show in town, and they act that way. I mean, you either run with them or go run somewhere else.
All right.
So it's frustrating. I mean, you don't want them to do what you suggest, but at least come to the table. I've tried over the years to speak to the handicapper just to see, where his mind is at as far as handicapping is concerned. Why I see horses, get promoted, some get dropped without any real rhyme or reason as far as I'm concerned. So I figure if you get I don't even want to say a little more structure, but if you get uh, a nomenclature, a system of doing things, specific system, so the horseman would know, okay, this is normal, this is right. Or even if you make a decision, you can explain to the horseman whether he's a learned guy or he's a layman and say, hey, this is why I did this and this is my thinking. So we know, okay, this is what to expect down the road. Not, every 2 3 days system changes and stuff like that. It's very,
Well,
very annoying.
so it makes me wonder, from a bystander point of view, does it even make sense for the regular Blow Joe to get really involved in horse racing in Barbados?
It's challenging. It's challenging. It's very, very taxing, Derek, to be honest. And I was around the turf club since the '80s, and nothing has moved the needle in a professional way where you say, okay, there's hope, you know. And I haven't seen that, and I don't expect anyone to have a dialogue with me. But I think for the survival of horse racing, these folks need to come to the table and at least listen to some of the horsemen with their concerns. I'm not saying you have to do what you know Joe Blow suggests, but at least listen and come back with something tangible that you can say, okay, that makes sense. I can see your vision, you know.
Well,
But
it makes me ask this question: do you think that local horse people should continue to support racing on the island when it seems like they may not even have a shot at actually really competing with other parties? I mean,
well,
if you look at it from that scale.
the local folks, they really don't have anywhere else to run. I mean, it's Barbados, But people that run elsewhere, they'll say, okay, well, I can go run here, I can go run there. I mean, obviously, I run a few horses in Canada, so the horses that are here, they'll go back to Canada. But as far as sending horses to Barbados, I would really have to have, and not just me, but horsemen in general, a good dialogue with the Barbados Turf Club.
Well, that's interesting. I mean, because nothing is the same way as it was 30, 40, 50 years ago. And uh, if you're telling me that things are still the same way as those years ago, that seems a little bit challenging.
Yeah, I mean that was always been my mantra, and it still is. Like, a lot have not changed since I was a kid there in Barbados. I
I mean,
mean,
that was a long time ago,
that was
Darwin.
a very long time ago. That was a lot of decades ago. But I mean, like, okay, a handicapper should, especially with technology today, You can have a Zoom meeting with all the interested owners or trainers and explain your methodology of handicapping. This is why this horse have this and this horse has that. The horse population in Barbados is dwindling, and you really can't put your horse in a higher class race because the bottom weight is 110 pounds. So let's say the top weight is 140. I'm not sure where the top weight is in Barbados, but let's use 40 as a delta. So you have a 30-pound swing. So there's some horses that need more than 30 pounds to beat another horse. So if you need more than 30 pounds, you're not going to enter your horse in that race because the bottom is 110 pounds, so why even enter? So when races don't fill, that could be part of the problem. No one's going to go run, 3 or 4 horses. They're not in the same class, and they will all have to take that 110 pounds because that's the bottom weight. And I can see the argument being, well, okay, in North America, the rates are 123, 120, 118, nothing lower than 116 pounds. But in North America, you handicap your horse. If you think your horse is worth 10,000, you put him in a $10,000 race. If he's worth 5, you go 5. If he's an allowance horse, you go in an allowance race. So you handicap your horse. It has nothing to do with handicappers. You decide where you want to run and for what purse. And you lose your horse, if someone thinks they can improve on your horse. So,
But that doesn't happen in Barbados, though, right? People don't claim horses.
No, I think they tried it a little while ago, but it wasn't successful. And a lot of people in Barbados love their horse. They're going to keep their horse, so they probably wouldn't give them up for sale. Whereas in the U.S., we recognize how good our horse is, and you figure, okay, he is a $10,000 horse. If you think he's worth 10, buy him off me for 10. If you think he's worth more than that, then or less, you wait until he drops. Like Vividly, when I first saw her, she was running for 40,000, and I just thought, for a broodmare, that's too much for her as a broodmare. So I figure I'll watch her run again. Hopefully, she doesn't do well, and they drop her in, and then they drop her in for half the price. So then I got her. So that's how that worked out. But basically, I was handicapping, what she was worth to me, at the time. But
yeah.
The problem is that there's no dialogue, Derek. There's absolutely no dialogue. Nobody wants to come to the table. Nobody wants to listen. I don't even need them to listen to me. I just want to hear their side,
But you want a dialogue, because I always find it challenging when people don't want to have a conversation with me. They just want to talk to me. They just want to tell me.
Correct, exactly. Don't talk at me, talk with me.
Yeah.
And I've called. I had my trainer present, and the guy that I think he's a handicapper, he was saying, oh, you have to go through the CEO to talk to him. And I was like, dude, I just have a simple question. But bear in mind, he's talking to my trainer who has me on the phone. So you can have that same dialogue with me,
Man, that's always crazy. I'll give you a story. One time I was trying to talk to the jockey, and apparently I had to go through the agent. For the last time I knew it, I knew that the jockeys were paying the agents. I couldn't believe it. I was like, "Yeah, you're kidding me, man."
But that's not a very I don't want to say it's not a smart jockey, but yeah, you pay your agent. You tell your agent, let this guy through. The agent is just being a gatekeeper.
Well,
say, hey,
apparently,
open up the gate, man.
that's the new word around, actually. Gatekeepers.
What's that? Oh, really?
The gatekeeper. It's not a new word, but it's a new saying for some.
Yeah, we've been using that for a long time. In the construction jargon,
Oh yeah, definitely, man.
You do a cold call, and some idiot is like, "Yeah, you can't speak to the PM or whatever."
So I guess frustration is boiling in down in Barbados for you and many other people. I see they had like two horse races and 3 horse races, and I guess for many that might have left a lot of people scratching their heads, wondering what the hell is going on.
Well, the thing is, it's also frustrating for the turf club, right? But my question to them is, what are you doing about it? You know, sitting on your thumbs doing nothing, it's not going to change the situation. You know, you can't do the same thing and expect a different result. I mean, we say that's a definition of madness, right?
Well,
But
I mean, if those people who are running the turf club, if they're happy, I don't think they're going to do anything differently. If they're very comfortable, they're not going to get uncomfortable.
well,
So I don't know. I don't know what else to say.
you know what the new saying is now, right? It's get comfortable being uncomfortable. that's
Yeah.
that's the new saying. You need to get comfortable being uncomfortable, son.
I'm surprised though because I was wondering, like, I read a lot of in the chat rooms and different things, and I read a lot of headlines and so forth, and I just wonder, like, people always saying the old boys club. That's what they compared the Barbados turf club to be, based on what I see actually,
Right.
and I was just wondering, those same people who criticize, is it even worth it if those people were to get involved? How helpful would those people be, and what would they add to the table?
Well, I don't know. You have to find the right people, and it's hard for someone that doesn't have horses, doesn't bear that, $10,000, $15,000 a month burden to be making all these decisions. Get people that have to pull their pocket every month. Get some of those people involved in the day to day running of the club. I'm not saying they're going to do a better job, but chances are they're not going to do a worse job. I mean, you have to figure out a way to get an influx of horses into the island. I mean,
Mm.
and have people breed them also. If you don't have confidence, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm breeding the ones I have, but you know, I'm not saying everybody was going to breed every mare they have. I don't know. I don't know how you can reestablish that confidence. Um, at least act like you're trying to help the horse owners, to be successful.
Well, it's funny you say that because, I mean, I was telling someone this, but it was a couple people that had, kind of had a small, very tiny conversation with me about potentially sending horses or running horses in Barbados. Um, these are people who were brand new, they're not Barbadians, and they were saying,
Right.
oh, and they looked at the purse in Jamaica and in Barbados,
Right.
for the Gold Cup and for Jamaica's
The
big
Moutier
big
Mile.
race the other day.
Mhm.
That's right. So they were saying, like, I wonder, if it's worth it, or to send some horses down there. So I mean, those are the people who are interested. So
Yeah.
having people out there that might be, just bridging the gap,
All right. So the thing is, if you have like clients that just want to go for one race, that's fine. But I'm talking about the overall health of the racing. Not just the one race, the Gold Cup. Guy can ship in, run, ship back out. I'm talking about the horse population in general. Um, just trying to encourage more local horse owners, on the island, not just people that come in and come out. That's fine. I mean, it's fine. But look, I did the calculations for top class horse versus normal horse. What we call run of the mill horse. And a run of the mill horse, he runs more often. He has more races available. So there's no real big incentive to bring in a top class horse to run, the rest of his career in Barbados. You know, I anyway, I'm not gonna go down that road. But anyway, another thing is, the turf club, when they're bringing or encouraging people to bring horses in, they need to do more to attract a different caliber horse and probably more fillies and mares, more females. Because if that owner, the one that wants a racehorse, if he doesn't, breed a horse, somebody in the island will breed it. But if it's a
that's true.
colt or a gelding, It'll just come in and predominantly be a racehorse and then go off to do, you know, jump in or a secondary trade, you know, secondary life. But yeah, I'm just irritated, Derek. Irritated to the max.
Is
So
it really that bad though? I mean, because I mean, I haven't really been in
sure.
contact with since you're not running, or you said you didn't have a horse shipping down and so forth. We didn't really chat too much about potentially Gold Cup or sending a horse down, and we haven't had these conversations in a while. So I'm just you know surprised that you is really frustrating.
It is irritating. It's very, very, very irritating. And yeah, then I have a small issue with them. I'm not gonna air that laundry out, but yeah, and it's not being resolved. And until it gets resolved, I'm not messing with them. I mean, what I have there is there. That's it. You know?
Yeah, I mean, when you say you're not messing with them, what are you referring to? I just want
Well,
to be clear so that I can have
I
my thoughts put
yeah,
together properly.
like I said, right now it's just vividly there that's gonna race. Chocolate's gonna go to stud, and everybody else is going to stud. So in a year and a half, 2 years, yes, I will have babies, but until then, I'm not gonna buy another horse to send to Barbados.
So I guess the logistics part of getting to Barbados is becoming a challenge.
But it's not that. No, that's not really challenging. I mean, if you have to spend an extra 5,000 US to send a horse to Barbados, that's not really a big deal. I mean, you figure out whether you want to send a horse or not. I'm just saying, as we were saying in America, I got beef with the turf club right now. So until that beef is resolved, then we can go down the road and say, okay, well, maybe I'll buy another horse and send it. Well, until then,
Have
it's
have
like
you have you spoken to anyone that is involved?
I kind of through different mediums. You know, that's how I usually communicate with them because I'm not on the ground. But I reached out via telephone and not a return call. You know, stuff like that. So I mean, on my end, I haven't done enough, but to use the Bayesian additive, this is just my part-time job. You know, so I mean, my hands are full in the U.S. and you could probably say, well, you have time to talk to Derek. You can shoot off, you know, email or whatever. But on their hand, they know what's going on, you know, what I need resolved, so they can do it. You know, I'm not saying they don't have the info. They
Right.
have the info. They have the stuff. They know exactly what I'm talking about. So they can resolve it.
Well, I just figure in cases like this, they probably just had you where they really want you, which is for you to ship a horse in. Then someone else would probably look at your horse ratings and just buy a couple horses and beat yours.
No, I'm not even on that because I mean, you know, I try to be as transparent as possible. I'm not gonna hide and find a horse under a rock and like last minute, boom, boom, boom. It's like this is what I'm doing. You know, some people might argue, well, you're stupid. You know, you're showing your hand, but I have nothing to hide. I mean, I bring what I think is adequate to win the races I run in, and we haven't done too badly. So I'm not gonna hide and say, oh, I have this, you know, ace up the sleeve or whatever. No, I do it for the fans too. You know, the fans want to know who's come in and stuff like that. You know, so they can go do the research and says he's not a good horse or she's not a good horse or whatever. It generates and promote conversations and the Barbados, you know, the rail birds and general fans.
Well,
But
I guess it's safe to say that things are not progressing the way that you and probably most people would like to see.
well, for me, I don't even know if I can put my thumb on it and call it, you know, progressing. I would like more transparency. I would love to be able to talk to people that are making decisions, people that are promoting horses, demoting horses, and that's for my satisfaction. Where I can say, okay, well, this is normal because the guy told me blah blah blah, this that whatever. You know, I'm going to move you up. I'm going to move you down. I mean, I've seen horses, 4 horse field, a horse finished last by 30 something lengths and gets promoted. I mean, that's ridiculous. 4 horse field. You
Man, he
finish
did hit
dead
the
last.
superfecta, man. Come on now.
But Derek, first of all, the person probably entered there to make the race go, But why penalize him? So guess what? If he thinks a horse is going to go have 4, if a race is going to have 4 or 5 horses, that person's not going to enter because they don't want to get penalized and get put out their class because they run 4th out of class. It's not a true run race. That's what I'm saying.
Right. I got
So
you. I got you.
yeah, I mean, you cannot promote that person. In my opinion, but the handicapper might have a different opinion. And all I'm asking, or begging, I should say, at this point, is to have a dialogue about it. You know,
Do you think it's a, I got, man, I got a very, when you hit the streets, you can never unknow the things that you know already.
right? Yeah, or unsee.
So is it a fair ran operation down there, man?
Well, I
uh,
think so. I
I'm
think
not
so.
involved like that, so I'm just saying.
No, I don't think there's no under the table BS. Maybe a small percentage, but I think everything is up and above board. I think they do a reasonably good job. A lot of them always say, "Oh, it's our poor little racetrack, our poor little racetrack," but run it to the best of your ability. You know, my poor little horse. But I try to get good horses that are going to run well and win races. So whether you have a small budget or a big budget, I mean, you buy the best you can. I set out to do that. When I said I was going to buy a horse, a guy I was dealing with at the time, he says, yeah, we can go down to Charleston and buy a horse for $5,000 and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, that is not my type of horse. I'm not going to go to some, run of the mill track and get a horse for $5,000 to take to Barbados. Why? It doesn't make sense, you know. So I would spend where I'm comfortable spending and get a nice horse, and that's my philosophy. I'm not going to buy. I would never buy a bad horse, Derek. Never. Not me. I mean, you might buy a 2-year-old or a yearling that doesn't turn out, but conformation has to be pretty good. Breeding has to be excellent. There's certain criteria that I'm going to put into buying a horse. I'm not going to just grab something and say, oh, I got a horse, I'm going to Barbados. Hell no, that's not me.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. I think
When I
I
get,
think over the last couple of years, there's been a lot of people who were quite keen on the racing in Barbados, and I think it has something to do with how much exposure it was getting. So I mean, I guess those questions came about from the last couple of years or so. Just seeing a little bit of um, promotion to the racing down there. Do you think that they're doing more or doing enough to reach people?
um, I haven't seen any new horse owners. I have some people, but they're still like on the fence, kind of. And, they have some of the same concerns that I have because they're horse people. They just want to have a system that they can understand. I mean, that's how one of my friends told me. He said, "I just need to understand the system. I just don't want you to have to explain to me why this or why that. It's like
Mhm.
so the Diamonds race had 3 runners in North America. I don't know about England, but in North America, they would reopen the race, reach out to all the horsemen to see if they can fill that race. I mean, I'm sure you've been on a racetrack at entry mornings and hear, race this, we have this, only 2 horses. Overnight, this race, we only have 3. Hey, horsemen, can we have some more horses? They'll reach out to the horsemen. And some horsemen will say, okay, well, I'll enter one here. I'll enter, to make the races go. But I don't know. I know from my sources that they have already reopened races to get them to go. I don't know why this one was unique, and I'm not griping. So I'm just saying it's just um, you got to have a format and you have to stick to it. So people like you, Derek, wouldn't be saying maybe there's something wrong, maybe there's something underhandness. You know what I mean?
Man, that's my always my first thoughts because like I said, you can't unknow the things that you know already.
No, I don't think there's any kind of funny business. I mean, obviously, we're all human, and people, will push the envelope a little bit, but I am quite sure that there's nothing real funny going on that way. I mean, I've heard other trainers and owners says, "Oh, they framed that race for this person, or they made that race for some person because that person would have an outstanding chance." But you'll find out with any race. I mean, um, you have better horses, so if a race is basically framed that you think that he is going to win, some people might say to frame that horse for that race for that person, but I don't think anything like that goes on
But why you don't think anything like that goes on?
because I'm an honest person. I don't want to let somebody else.
Yeah, I hear you. I got you on that. I can see how you would feel that way if you're an honest person. By the way, I just lost Darwin Clarke. I don't know where he is, uh, but I just lost him. I think he's somewhere in the dark. May I say? uh, Suspect he'll be back up in a second. Just give it a minute or two. I know he's not in his office, and I know he's not at home. So when he pops back up, I think he's transitioning between somewhere between the office and home. So he decided to chat for a little bit while he get things organized. That being said, I don't know a whole lot about Barbados racing besides watching the races actually. Um, but in terms of business or in terms of the actual horse people, I can't tell you I know enough to really say much. Are you back there yet, my friend? Are you still going? So what I'll do is, since he's doing that, I'll I'll let him prepare himself and let him come right back in. Once you're ready, let me know, Darwin. Yeah, but I don't know enough to talk. I can just speculate and ask questions when it comes to the races in Barbados. Darian, also, if you can hear me, you're probably a little bit there in the dark. I think wherever you are, so you might want to put your light on inside the car. I think it is, and we can have a better view of you and watch you and hear you a little bit better. I think I see you putting in your headphones. Okay. I think he's still sorting himself out. He'll probably come back on in a second. Yeah, but he was explaining to me that he's a little bit frustrated with Barbados. He probably thinks he's going to get vividly ready in time for the Coolmore. I guess depending on how she runs, probably move forward to the Gold Cup or not. Or he has another option. Breaking news. If you haven't heard from the very start, might be vividly maybe being shipped out of Barbados somewhere else, being sold. So I think it's always nice to have options like that, have good options.
Sure.
Uh,
Back there.
all right, my friend.
Yeah, I got a call there and it knocked me off, buddy.
Okay. Well, I was just there spilling your business about vividly. For those who didn't have a chance at the beginning to hear what you were saying, um, you were getting her ready for the Coolmore and potentially moving forward to the Gold Cup if that works out, or she may be getting shipped out of Barbados and
Correct. Yeah.
bought right out of your hands.
Which is not a bad thing.
You're gonna need some light in there, my friend.
Yeah,
Put
I'm
on the light
trying
from the
to.
car,
Yeah, I
the
just did, but
the
I
top light.
It's like,
Is that snow?
no,
Oh, okay. You had me worried for a bit because it was like
no, no,
snow down your
no
parts.
snow. No. Well, we get it a little bit, but not a whole lot.
We had a bunch over here and it all melted. So I think we're probably gonna get some tonight. They said we might get some, but Other than
Yeah,
that,
we're not a
we
very
I
big
don't want to see
snow.
any.
We're not a very big snow generating place. We get a little bit, but not a whole lot.
Yeah, I hear you.
Probably a couple times a year, but not a whole lot. But anyway,
Yeah, I hear you.
what is your status? I'm trying to think tomorrow. How busy are you tomorrow?
Tomorrow I actually have
Oh,
a schedule interview which will probably be taped, and Friday I have another schedule interview which will probably be taped. Um,
you want
I
to try for this
maybe
weekend?
yeah. Just we gonna schedule a time and let's get it done. Probably what was best Saturday night?
I'm a morning guy, there.
Morning. What time? What time in the morning?
Well, I'm 3 hours behind you, so you
Yeah,
tell me. 9, it will be midday your time.
that might work out.
Would that work?
Yeah, that might work out, man. You're live, eh? So never don't forget that.
Oh, I know I'm live. Yeah.
Oh, okay. As long as you know that. I want you driving too, right?
Huh?
You're driving.
I'm driving. I'm looking for a lit area
Oh, okay.
to
I
pull
see.
into
Well,
this Amazon place right here.
well, if you really want a lit area, just swerve a little bit on the road, and some cops will light up
I
for
don't.
you.
I don't. I don't want the red, white, and blue, buddy. I'm looking for either translucent or white.
Oh man, I gotta love my guests, man. This is like the three guys that shows up in cars.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna stay
Rocco
at
shows
work,
up in the
but
airport.
hey, we put it in there. So at
Oh,
least we're working, right? We're working, bro. You know,
I
you
love it,
got a
man.
guy. I wake up every morning at 3:30, Derek. 3:30, bud. And it's already what after 5. Haven't got home yet. So when I get home, take care of the wife, and then I'm gonna go down to my area and watch a little TV. And before you know it, this guy will be snoring. So now everybody knows I snore. Oh boy.
So okay,
Hey.
so what are you trying to tell me? So you got some stuff that we want to talk about, right? We want to talk a little bit more deeper about some of these things that's happening, so we can have a proper conversation.
Yeah, I mean, we still got to discuss our political system. I think
I
today,
know. We got to talk
yeah,
about your Canadian status.
I know. Today I think they lowered the interest rate in America. I think they were supposed to at least think about it, apparently, but it might have got lowered, so that would be good for our economy and the rest of the world. But we have to see what happens.
Well, I mean, for in your case, then is it safe to say that that's one good thing for the new man who's coming in charge, or what? I mean, we can't continue to dismiss your leader of the free world. I mean, you got to be able to cheer for him here and there, and pass a little bit of something on. I think you're froze there for a sec, my friend. So if I'm talking over you, I'm my apologies and apologize from now. But I see is your face. So and maybe I won't keep it on your face like that, so people think I'm weird or something. But, that's all I'm seeing right now. Oh, he's gone. I think he's having some issues there, trying to connect and so forth, because he's on the road, as they say, on the streets. Um, but he'll be back. And oh, there he is. You're ready to go. Okay,
Lost connection.
there you are.
Hey,
All right, good.
let's do Saturday. We'll continue the show on Saturday, so you can put this as part one, the messed up version, the
No,
duck
no, hang
signal,
on. The unplanned
the
version,
unplanned,
man.
yeah, yep, unplanned. But let's do Saturday where we can get some stuff done. I'll have adequate light in, and I won't be in my car.
I
So
like that better. I prefer that better actually. I can get you and your thoughts are very clear, and we
correct.
can chat about a lot more when it comes to the horses and the racing in Barbados and so forth.
Yes. All right, Mr. Headley. Well, thanks for having me. I got to skedaddle home, cook dinner. All the great stuff, and yeah, get some
Well, thanks for
Z's.
coming on. I mean, this was a whole 45 minutes, but thanks for coming on. It's
Yeah, I
still,
mean, yeah,
um,
we'll continue on Saturday. We'll get into it. But the lighting in the car sucks. Freaking buy an expensive car and doesn't have adequate lighting.
oh, come on now, man.
Look, that's the light right there, Dirt. I mean, that little
That
thing, and then I have a couple in the back.
that's
Look at
that's
that.
that's great lighting, man. You see Elijah Greenidge chat to me from his car for a whole interview, and it was pretty cool. You know,
Wow, well,
but
I don't
he's
have those
young, so
type of
young
lights,
men
but
usually know how to do these things.
that's I'm not a car person, Derek. I start it and drive. That's it. I can swap out a battery if need be, but I don't keep my cars that long that I need to change the battery. So
Well, well, before you go, let me share this story with you.
yes, sir.
When I got back we were on our way back from Ohio. On our way back, and we stopped down in we stopped in Niagara, in not Niagara, in we stopped on the other side. Where is it? Buffalo or
Buffalo, yeah,
Niagara
Buffalo
Falls?
would be the
No,
closest.
Niagara
Yeah,
Falls. It was Niagara
Niagara
Falls, New
Falls.
York. We
Okay.
stopped, and my friend who was with me, he's like, yo, D, look, you have like a trillion bugs on your car.
Whoa.
You're gonna have to wash that soon. Guess what? They're still there.
Oh my God. Well, my car's dirty, bro. My car's dirty, but whatever, man. I don't wash. I don't have the time, Derek. I mean, it's like a broken record. It's like I got so many tokens from the car wash place, and I'm not gonna go in my driveway and wash my car. So I take it to the car wash. It might take maybe 20 minutes to wash it and dry it. But man, yeah, I need to be back in Barbados where some little kid comes around and wash your car for you.
That
I'll
ain't gonna
even let him
happen.
drive it. I would even let him drive it, Derek. You can take it for a ride. Go, show off to the young girls. Yeah,
Those are the good
yeah.
times, man.
But anyway, I don't have the time. I really don't. I mean, like you were trying to get me on yesterday. It didn't happen. Today barely happened. Kind of popped in, but I'll find the time on Saturday, man. We'll get into the nitty gritty, as we'll
I
say
gotta
back home.
remind I gotta remind you about the new thing now too. When you said I was trying to get you on yesterday, you gotta hit pause. I was pause because
Why?
people may think when you say I was trying to get you on, that could mean something else. So
Oh, what
people
would that
say
mean? I was trying to get me on.
I
Oh
don't know
shit.
what it means, but people say pause. I'm like if I'm trying to get on top of you or something.
Oh no, man,
So
shit. The
there's
distance
always a
is
pause in between there, and then you
it's three
continue, right?
thousand
So
miles there. 3,000 plus, my friend. That would be. I, eh, if that could happen, bro, we will break some kind of record, bro.
uh, hey, look, man.
Three 3,000 miles, my friend.
But let's get this conversation going again. Let's get it in proper. There's a lot of things I want to ask you too. I
Right.
mean, going back to Safi Joseph being like the first Barbadian probably to win a Breeders' Cup race
Mm-hmm.
as
Yeah.
a trainer. We got to talk about the jockeys joining Rocco in the U.S. I mean, there's a bunch of jockeys going over there. You got to
Right.
talk about their chances if they actually will have chances to do anything. Because
They do,
Rocco is
man.
a hard worker, man.
Yeah, the brand is out there, man. Barbados, people know where it's at now. So the brand is there.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, there's one kid in particular who looks really good on a horse, as my guy Gary Boulanger would say. He has a good seat on on
which
on,
kid is
on, a,
that?
on a horse. That's a husband's kid.
Oh
He
yeah,
he
yeah, yeah, yeah.
fits really well on a horse.
Yeah, he sits good. Yeah. Um, I hope someone. Well, we can talk about that later, but I hope someone kind of guides him a little bit.
Yeah.
He's
Well,
a
I
little.
mean, from what I've heard, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off again, but I got this
No, it's
tendency.
okay.
That's why me and some people don't get along.
No, the kid, he's a little rough around the edges. He just needs some streamlining and yeah,
And he's in good
buffing a little
company.
bit.
I heard he has agent, same agent as Glafion. So
Yeah,
uh,
he has talent, man. He's very very talented.
that's awesome.
All right,
That's awesome. All right, my
Saturday
man.
we'll have that date. Pause.
Yeah,
You know how to do
yeah.
it? You
Welcome to
can't.
2024, my brother.
Yeah, you can't definitely teach an old dog some new tricks.
That's
Pause.
right, man. You have yourself a good night, man.
Hey, I will. Same to you. You
And
take
we'll
care.
chat
Take care of
soon.
that family, huh?
That's right. The little one,
All right.
she's coming back in the land tonight, so I'll pick him
Uh,
up from the airport.
awesome. Don't forget, bro. You'll be in doghouse.
All right, we'll talk soon,
All
man.
right, brother. We'll chat.
All right, take care.
All right. Good night.
All right. All right, well, that's it. For until that's it from Mr. Darwin Clarke. Until next time, we're gonna have a more in depth conversation, and I look forward to the next couple of interviews that should be coming your way soon. Well, until next time, man. I'll talk to you soon. Take care.